Hi, anyone and everyone. This is Kim, the Humble Hermit from Come As You Are Oracle. I'm going to do the collective for today. Today is Thursday, December 11th, 2025. You may follow me on the TheTube, my blog, or not. Totally up to you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it doesn't fit, don't make it fit. If some of it fits, God's kiss. We love that for you. Whatever doesn't, just leave it on the table for someone else. We don't want you taking on energy that wasn't meant for you. We're going to use the Rare Rebel deck. I just wasn't feeling Christmas tonight. I'm not going to lie. You can find this at the Rare Rebel shop. It's on Etsy. I got a new deck yesterday, the Wildwood Tarot, wherein wisdom resides. Mark Ryan and John Matthews. Illustrated by Will Worthington. I don't know why the name Will Worthington sounds the same to me, or if it sounds familiar to me. Anyway, I got this yesterday. I left it on the damn kitchen table, so I gotta cleanse it and all that jazz before I use it. I just realized I didn't have the mic on, so hopefully you heard that, because I'm not going over it again. We got one on the table, two on the table. We got three on the table. Four on the table, and it's upside down. Yeah, that's right. I don't want to say his name because then I'll get all riled up. All right, two more shuffles. Last shuffle. Okay, that was weird. I went to take the last card, but I grabbed both the bottom and the bottom of the deck. All right, I'm going to set this over here. We got 6 with bottom of the deck, because that was... We just had a reading like this. When was that? The weekend? Monday? You'll see what I'm talking about. Solar plexus chakra. Self-love. Be flexible. The moon in reverse. Deep healing. And bottom of the deck, have confidence. Feminine, masculine, take out resonates. I swear to God, we had something like so similar like the other day. Someone might be going on like a soul journey with the solar plexus chakra, because I'm like looking at it and I just keep like hearing the word soul. Someone's taking care of themselves. And I think, I'm just going to say it, I think this is God saying, take it one day at a time, one step at a time, because things might not turn out the way you thought they would. And not necessarily in a bad way, right? Like, this could actually be somebody, like I said, taking it one day at a time, taking baby steps, and then realizing after the fact, like, it really wasn't as hard as they thought it was going to be, or it really wasn't as long a journey as they thought it was going to be. Because even though the moon is in reverse, to me, it's giving like expect the unexpected kind of thing. But like in a good way. Because I'm not really, I mean, there's really nothing negative here. And the moon in reverse, I mean, the moon is typically like a question card, right? Like questioning things, questioning motives, questioning people, sensing some type of bad vibe, you know? And in the reverse, I don't know, like it really is just coming in as like things aren't going to turn out the way you thought they were going to turn out. Someone's going through some type of healing journey. This is all part of someone's journey. Someone's healing from something. It's kind of funny because it's just kind of making me think of my own journey in respect to this reading, to give it as an example. So like last year, when I was thinking about this year, I was thinking, okay, by the end of the year, I want to have my book published. I want to take Reiki classes. I wanted to look into acupuncture, but there was something else. I can't remember what it was. There was something else. I know there was something else. I'm taking Reiki classes this weekend for my certification. I have not published the book. I've pretty much done one thing for all my goals for the year. I'm going to accomplish one thing. So it definitely did not turn out as I expected. Now, I've told you guys a couple times this past week, like my goals for 2026. Put extra money towards paying off the principal on my mortgage. Save money for Italy. Learn Italian. Now I want to learn Korean. And I know there was something else. There was a fifth one. Expect the unexpected. So, what are the odds that I get to the end of 2026 and I've done all those things? Or I get to the end of 2026 and like 3 of those goals have changed to something else. And so far I've accomplished 2. You know what I'm saying? Like things change. And we've been talking about this so much lately, like the last couple days, the last couple weeks. And I think it just goes back to what I said before. It's the end of the year. We're going into the new year. People are going to have epiphanies. People are going to have realizations. And people are going to move differently. They're going to decide to move differently. People are going to come off one path and go on to another. People are going to change direction. And it's just human nature. I don't think there's, like, when I think about it, like, I don't think, yeah, it could be upsetting. Yeah, it could be like, oh, I don't know what's going to happen, right? Fearful, I guess you would say. But at the end of the day, like, how many times have I changed my life's course? How many times have I shaken my world up for myself? You know, like one more time really isn't gonna make or break me, you know? And I've told you guys before, pardon me, I've told you guys before, one of the hardest things I ever had to do was separate from my ex-husband and get a divorce and go out on my own. Because I've never really been out on my own. When I bought my first townhouse, him and I were dating, and he moved in with me from day one. Like, I did not spend one night in that townhouse by myself. I went from my parents' house to my townhouse. We got married. We went from my townhouse to our house. We bought a house. And then when we separated and we sold the house before we got divorced, I bought my condo. And this is like, these last 3 years have been the first 3 years where I've really been on my own. My neighbor, she says, "Thank you for your sweetness." One of my nicknames is Sweetness. Anyway, actually, haha, confirmation. The ex-husband called me Sweetness. I actually have a tattoo. Anyway, yeah, like, this is the first time I've lived on my own. These 3 years, like, I've been on my own. Pay my own bills, do my own thing, buy my own groceries, take care of my kitties. You know what I mean? Like, it's really been. You could say this is horrible. You could say it's not horrible. It's really been some of the best 3 years of my life. It really has. It really has been liberating and joyful. And I've told you guys before, like, I want to get in a relationship. I want to be in a relationship again. I want to have a person. But I'm fearful of what that would look like with me, like having to leave my home and move into another home or buy a home with someone else, or, you know what I mean? Like, because now I just feel like I'm so comfortable here. Like how would that even work? And for the right person, it wouldn't matter, right? Like, I would just pick up and go. The movement wouldn't even be in question. Like, I'd be like, "Oh, I love you. Okay, I'm following you. I love you. Bye bye. Hello, bye bye. Whatever." But I'm not in that position right now. So I think, like, what would that be like? At the end of the day, I know certain things about my life. I know I can ask God and he'll give me certain answers. When it comes to my love life, I don't get much of an answer, and I assume that's because I'm not going to have much of one. Nothing ever seems to work out for me in that respect. But as far as my life, like my movement, like, things are always changing. Whether I make them change or the environment makes them change, right? Like, I always feel like I'm moving. I always feel like I'm doing something. And if I'm not actually moving to do something, it's like I'm waiting in the wings because I know I'm going to move. So give me a second to take a breather. I think somebody is going to go on this journey, tap into this healing, work on their self-love, and it's really going to bring about a change in someone to the point where, like, they didn't realize that their life could be that good, that simple. Does that make sense? Because to me, this isn't like someone chasing another person. It's not even really about career. It's really just about self-care and self-growth and healing oneself, like, what do you think a soul journey is? Like, to me, soul journey is doing exactly what I'm doing. Like, in the summer, I spent all summer walking in the forest preserve 2 to 9 miles a day, listening to music. Music is my life and my love, Writing, I love to write. I could write all day and all night. Like, let me do that for a career, like taking the Reiki classes this weekend. This is all part of my journey. This is all part of work on me, work for me, It's only going to better myself in my eyes. And not to sound like an asshole, but I don't care what anybody else thinks of me. I don't care, if somebody thinks I'm a flake or I'm a loser or I'm a liar or I'm a cheat or, I never follow through or I'm a hater. Fuck it. I don't care. Fuck it. I don't care. That's the thing. Like, I'm always trying to live my life positively and be good and be kind. And I'm tired of being worried about what other people think of me, And it's funny because I feel like we only ever really are upset by what people think of us when it's somebody that we want to think of as good. Does that make sense? Let me turn this volume down because I don't want it. There we go. Okay, hopefully it won't ring. It was just advertisement for donations and stuff. We only want people to look at us in a specific type of way when we enjoy that person, when we respect that person, when we like that person, when we want them to have a good opinion of us, And at the end of the day, like, I can't force somebody to think something of me that they don't think. And I'm done trying. And I'm done trying. I mean, I've been done trying to buy people's love. I think people think that I do buy people's love, even though that is not at all the case. I just like to give gifts and I like to bring people joy. That's all I can say. But I think I've told you guys this too. For 2026, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. And I'm not saying, I'm never going to not bake a cake and give somebody a slice of cake. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, some of the things that I've done for people, friends, work colleagues, I'm not doing. And just an example, like one of the ladies at work who I, consider a friend, I was ordering new work shirts for myself because I went down in size. I asked her if she wanted some shirts. I ordered her 4 work shirts and I paid for them. I will not be doing that next year. I will not be offering. I will not be doing that. You know, again, I'm not going to say that I'm, not going to do nice little things here and there, like give somebody a birthday card or, again, bake a cake or something. But that's all easy stuff. That's not, I'm just like, even when I'm not trying to buy people, I feel like people think I'm trying to buy them. And I'm just kind of done. I'm kind of done with that whole shtick. I had a whole thing at work today. I got really upset. I'm not going to lie. It was about the guy that I was in love with. The thing is when we work in the picking area in our department, if you mess up, like if you short pick something if you short pick something, if you over pick it, you just put it back. But if you short pick something, you need to go around and ask everybody, like, oh, okay, I need this item. I need 2 of them. If you get it, can you get me 2? And you go down the line. There's 14 stations, I think. It's either 14 or 16. So you go down the line and you tell everybody, right? You can look it up in the computer to see if we're even going to get it or not, So the guy went up to everybody to say, hey, so-and-so needs this item, not him, but so-and-so needs this item. I don't know if it was really for her or if it was really for him or not. He got up to my friend who was next to me, and I was at the end, and he stopped with the third person and said, "Hey, can you let those two know that she needs this item?" So the third woman, who is also a friend of mine, comes up and she goes, yeah, so and so came over and said so and so needs this item. Can you?" And I looked at her and I said, because I saw him go down the line asking people to get the item. He didn't come to me, and he didn't come to the friend next to me, but he came to the friend next to her. And she tried to tell us, and I said, "Is that for him or is that for her?" And she goes, "Well, he said it's for her." And I said, "It doesn't matter." I said, he doesn't have the balls to come over here and say, "Hey, can you look for this item for me or for her?" I'm not. I'm just not. I was upset. I was upset. That is like the third, fourth, fifth, I don't know how many times that he's done that since we stopped talking. Like in what, July, August? July. That's like the third or fourth time I think that he's done that. And I was like, "No, I'm not looking for an item for him." If it was the woman's item, why didn't she come down? Why didn't she come down and ask everybody? Why would she send him? Because like I wouldn't do that. Like I would go over and everybody goes around with their item and asks everybody to do it. I was like, "What? No, no." And I told my friend, the third woman, I said, "No, I'm not looking for that." I don't know if she told him that or not. I have no idea. All I know is that I was upset. Like, and I just messaged my friend about a half an hour ago to apologize, to tell her, "I'm sorry. I don't want you to feel like you're in the middle." And I was kind of nasty and rude about it. I said, "But um like I don't know why I don't know why he's mad at me. He's been mad at me for months and he won't talk to me. And when I wrote him the letter and I gave it to my other friend to give to him, like he wouldn't answer it. He didn't want to communicate, but he insisted on being angry and ignoring me and watching me and giving me dirty looks and flirting with my friends and quote unquote stealing my friends from me, I guess you would say. And I'm just I just don't understand. So I texted my friend and I said, "I'm sorry if you're in the middle, blah blah blah. I don't know what his deal is." I said, I'm like, I literally just been spending the last 4 or 5 months trying to move on from him. Yeah. But it's annoying to me that like you can't even have like a working relationship with this person. Like I can't even like you can't just come to me and say, "Hey, I need this item." Like you don't, you know? And it's funny because my friend, the one who, like, I don't know if they're dating or they were dating or they weren't dating, I don't know. She won't have anything to do with me either. So, as far as I know, she had the same thing happen once and I was there and she didn't ask me for the item either. And it's very childish behavior. It's very because here's the thing. At the end of the day, if I pick and I realize like I messed up and I need an item, I'm going to go down the line and say, "Hey, can you find this item for me?" I don't care who it is. Because odds are no one's going to get that item anyway. Or the person that does get it is going to forget it and they're going to pick theirs and they're not going to pick mine. So you literally have to go and ask everybody just to like give yourself a fighting chance. And the only reason, I mean, obviously we want to make sure people get their items in their order, but it's also because we get dinged on that if we mess up the order and they find out about it. So like when the customer gets the order, if they're missing an item, it's going to be like, "Okay, Kim, you forgot an item, you know. Otherwise we wouldn't even bother. But yeah, it was very frustrating today. Very frustrating. And I know you're not supposed to let people like infringe upon your energy and ruin your vibe and all that. But I can feel the anger coming off of him in waves. And her too. The friend too. Like anytime I'm around them, like I can just feel it. Her and I were packing kind of like catty corner from each other on Tuesday, and I could just feel daggers in my back. Like little eyes like poking at my back. Oh well, I don't know. I guess that's what happens when you fall in love with somebody you work with, and you should not, right? And the funny thing is I woke up this morning with such a positive attitude, and I put on my cute little outfit, and I went to work, and I had my new coat on. It's kind of like a fleece jacket, but I got it off Amazon. It's really warm. It's so warm. And people are like, "Oh my god, I like your jacket, and I like you're wearing jeans, and oh my god." And that just ruined my day. Like the whole thing with the guy just ruined my day. I mean, I let it, but still. And the thing is he was annoyed and he was angry. Aren't you up, guy? Aren't you done being upset and angry? And again, why are you upset and angry? It makes no sense to me. None. Well, I ranted about myself for long enough. I don't know what else to say about this reading, you guys. Like I said, we had this a couple days ago. It's almost the same thing. Again, I would just say whoever this resonates with, continue to work on yourself, continue to follow your path, or change your path if you need to, right? And just recognize that things are going to change. You know, things might not turn out exactly how you expected. And that could be beautiful too. I'm going to leave it there. I hope it resonated for somebody. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope, if anything, you were entertained by my shenanigans. And I do apologize, but I had to get it off my chest. It was driving me insane. I hope everybody had a great Thursday. Tomorrow is Friday. It will be the weekend. I am not working at all at the job. Just an FYI for you guys, Sunday I will do affirmations. I will not be doing a reading because it's usually my day off anyway. Saturday I will probably do readings early and post them early in addition to affirmations because I have my class like from like 2 to 8:30. Tomorrow night, however, I will more than likely not be doing a reading. I gotta hurry up and get home, feed the kitties, grab my stuff, and then go to the studio for my class. So the class is from 5:30 to 8:30. I'm pretty sure after a long, long day at work and at the studio, I'm not gonna want to do a reading. I mean, you never know, but I'm just saying. So don't count on anything other than affirmations tomorrow. I hope everybody has a good night. I'll talk to you later. Bye.